Bitcoin, we start with daily chart, and as what we have been looking for, the price tag all-time high, but there was no breakout. That's why we mentioned with the breakout of the uh last time we came up with the targets, and I mentioned if we refer to higher time frame, as what I explained in my last analysis, we have been looking for 3640 and 42 and 48600. That's why I mentioned after the breakout of the 48,600, I'm looking for the all-time high. Okay. Anyway, since the price was within here, I came up with these things and I mentioned I'm looking for this targets, breakout of the 48,600. I'm looking for the all-time high as what we expected to happen. Now we want to see what's the next. Whether the price came, no, we have to wait to see the breakout of the all-time high. Okay. And if even if you move to lower time frame, we had the targets and we don't need all these things anymore. All right. Now we want to see what's the next. Because if you refer to my last analysis, since the price was within here, I mentioned we discuss what's the targets and what we have been looking for. Okay. Anyway, we move to higher time frame. And at this point, we have to be really careful because we want to see the confirmation and the breakout of the all-time high. The price almost tagged, all right, but there was no breakout. Now the price is below the all-time high, but isn't near. But we should know that we have to wait. We don't want to wait, buy at the top, and we are expecting to see the breakout. But the question is, if the price couldn't break, how deep this correction can be. That's why we need to be really careful, because after the price, we get this drop. This is the only correction. This is the only uh, monthly correction relative to what we have here. If the price couldn't break, this is what will happen. I don't want to say the price is going to drop. The only thing is at this point, as long as the price haven't break the all-time high, we should be quite careful. Second things, with the breakout of the all-time high, we will have a divergence. For me, at this point, the only thing is if the price could break the all-time high, then we don't need to care about the divergence. We can expect to see the correction since we get this one was really sharp, but the possibility for the reversal is very low. The only things, again, I wanted to highlight, as long as we don't see the breakout of the all-time high, any opportunity, any trade setup, we should have a stop loss. We should know if it doesn't move in our direction, we should know how to manage it. Anyway, for me, if I get any opportunity for buy, I'm looking for, but I prefer to see the breakout of the all-time high. And if we move to weekly chart, as a short term with the breakout of the all-time high based on weekly, I'm looking for this one. This is at this point the 1,100 and 111 is not the targets for me. I'm looking to see how the price can break this one. Because based on lower time frame, we have the targets after the breakout of the all-time high. And now to look for the one things I want to highlight, because how high it can go if we move to weekly chart. All right. Sorry, if we move to monthly chart. Technically, if we put our FIB, we can look for 100, 111 for the 27 and 67 targets. But if we refer to what happened last time in relative to what we get here, we can expect the price for 180 and 200 because some of the analysis, they point as 180 and 200K. And it's if we put in relative to what we have here, but simply we cannot look for that number. That's why after the breakout of the all-time high, we can look for 100 and 111K. Then we want to see what will happen and what kind of the correction we will get. All right. Anyway, we have to wait and to see the breakout of the all-time high. And if we move to weekly chart, we don't see anything else to discuss. We have been looking for this one as expanding flat. If you remember, we had this one as expanding, and we discussed that how we have been looking for this one since the price was at this point. This is what we get. Can we expect this one and this one turn to more complex correction? We have to be really careful. Okay, but at this point, we are looking to see the breakout of the all-time high. And even based on weekly chart, we will see we have a divergence. That's why we have to be quite careful. Simply, we cannot take the trade, but I don't see any trade setup at this point. And if we move to daily chart with the breakout of the all-time high as a short term, This is what I'm looking for based on daily, 77 and 88. All right. This is the targets as a short term I'm looking for. Then I'm looking for breakout of the 100K. The breakout of the 100K at this point, this is what I'm looking for. But we have to see the breakout of the all-time high somewhere around the 70. Okay. Whether we can look for buy or not, based on daily chart, we don't see any trade setup. Simply, we cannot take the trade. And mostly we have to see the breakout as a sharp move, not the corrective move. Because the breakout of the all-time high as a corrective, following by divergence, this is what we don't like it. Okay, it doesn't mean we cannot look for continuation, but mostly we can expect to see the deep correction, and we don't want to see the deep correction at the all-time high. That's why we want to see the breakout of the all-time high as a sharp move. Okay. Anyway, at this point, I don't see any trade setup. And if we move to lower time frame, if we move to forward chart, if anyone wants to look for buy, we can look at this one. But again, divergence. That's why we don't need to really care about the divergence, because if the price could break as a sharp move, we don't need to really care. If there is a continuation as a corrective, then we have to be really careful. All right. How to look for trade? If we move to 1 hour chart, all right, having entry above here is not really good idea. I'm not really interested to have entry above here. Simply can tag and drop. Then if we want to put our entry above here, then we're buying at the top or all-time high. I mean, we are buying at the all-time high. That's why buying at this point is really, uh, we have to be really careful. But if the price could drop some more, then this one turn to a more complex correction. Or if the price tag or even drop to somewhere around here, then we can put the entry above here. But at this point, looking for buy, I don't see really good trade setup. It depends on the strategy the traders they're using. Okay, but with the breakout of the all-time high, if we move to daily chart, we can look for 77 following by 88. This is just a short-term targets, because with the breakout of this zone, then we are looking for 100K, and as a how high it can go, the possibility for the price to tag 180 is there if we look at this chart. But the only question is for me whether this is the correction or not. Because if not, then we can expect this one turn to a more complex before we see the continuation. We don't want to see this. That's why we have to see the breakout of the previous top as a sharp move. Anyway, uh, I don't see a really good trade or really good or safe trade setup at this point. And at this point, I'm not as I mentioned, I want to see the breakout of the all-time high if the price continue from here. But if this start to drop, then this one turn to a more complex correction. We can get a better opportunity and trade setup. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.